you've been feeling the pain from this crypto crash, then potentially right now something very interesting is happening. The crypto crash has basically been caused by the US dollar, which has absolutely been soaring up over the last few months or so, but right now it's starting to look like it potentially is going to top out, which is why perhaps we could be seeing the bottom for Bitcoin, Ethereum and other coins. And if you look into the chart, guys, this is on a weekly chart, you can see that the US dollar is pretty much the highest and higher than it's been since 2016. But jumping into the 4-hour DXY, which is the dollar index and ultimately all the US dollar values against other cryptos, other forex pairs, etc., you can see that something very interesting is playing out. We're in this rising channel, and yeah, we did have a fake out here but failed to break through the support. But what we're now seeing, guys, is a triple top being put in, and you can see this big push towards the downside, which has happened in the last hour or so and is responsible ultimately for a little bit of a push being seen in Bitcoin and others right now. Obviously, it's been a bit of a bloodbath in crypto, and particularly for coins like Luna, which I think is down 70% in the last 24 hours or so. But obviously coins like Luna, etc. have absolutely plummeted because of the way they were structured, and I'm not going to really talk about that because today's video is about Ethereum and Bitcoin and what's happening in crypto really. But right now guys, we are sort of sitting at this support. If we break through here, it's more than likely we're going to put in somewhat of a double top pattern, and ultimately we could then see a push towards the downside for the US dollar. And ultimately, if it breaks through this, then we could potentially see something like this emerging, which ultimately every time has happened in the past, we move into a crypto bull cycle. So although you're probably panicking and full of fear right now is not the time to panic, guys, because ultimately if you got your money in at the top and it's down here right now, well, you've already suffered most of the pain. And right now you should be focusing on opportunities in terms of where to buy crypto. In my opinion, obviously not financial advice, but buy low, sell high. It's pretty much as simple as that. Right now it's low. Remember, buy low, sell high. Right now the price is low. You don't really sell unless you really need that money, but then if you really need it, you probably shouldn't have put it into crypto in the first place, in my opinion. Now, as I've been talking about, guys, looking at the US dollar, notice that the Bitcoin price pretty much mirrors the opposite of what the US dollar is doing, where the US dollar has been high in these periods and is currently looking to top out, come down, which means that ultimately we should be starting to see a bit of a push in the crypto prices. What we've seen happen today on Bitcoin is very significant indeed, and that's because of something that's playing out here. Now, previously I put in this lower support, this yellow line up through here, and was thinking that we were in some sort of upwards channel. Ultimately, we did breach this towards the downside, which basically invalidates this pattern. I'll leave the top on there for another day because I think we'll probably still come up and retest this in the future. Right now, guys, we're holding this crucial level of support for Bitcoin. If we breach this, guys, then I think perhaps 25k, maybe even less, is coming into our reality. Right now, guys, I want you to think about what happened. Start of last year, we came back, we retested this key level, bounced. We came back down, retested this key level, bounced. Now, I'm not saying that we're just going to bounce like this. Look at this period of time between the 17th of May last year, 19th of July. It's pretty much 20 days. That's pretty much 2 months solid that we just played around in this area. But crucially, every time we put in these wicks towards the downside, and again, we are now seeing another wick towards the downside. So what potentially could be playing out is we could be sort of trailing along here. If we do drop down lower, then there's actually something else that's fairly significant showing on the chart, and that is this falling wedge pattern, which is looking substantial because we've had multiple touch points here, 1, 2, and now looking to push into it again. So we could potentially wick down to around sort of 26, 27,000. But if we zoom into the 4 hours, by zooming into the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin, right now we can see that we are now starting to form this pattern here, which is a symmetrical triangle. Now, this can potentially lead to a continuation towards the downside, but also could be a reversal in the market. We need to kind of see what's going on, and potentially in the next sort of 3 to 4 hours, we could see the result of what is likely to occur. As you can see, we came down just a couple of hours ago to around 30,000, and swiftly we were pushed back up, putting in these wicks down here. This for me is a good order zone for Bitcoin. I'm not telling you to go and buy at these prices. If you want to go and buy at those prices, do your own research and think about whether or not you are interested in purchasing Bitcoin at that price, considering just a few months ago it was sat around 70k. What we can see right now is we have a level of around $31,500, which is proving to be a bit tricky to break. But because of what we're seeing in terms of this kind of like bullish bounces from the downside, I think that we could be more than likely about to take a push like this, which then our key kind of line in the sand that we need to break to be able to perhaps break this shorter term downtrend would be sat at around 32 to around $32,500. Jumping across and looking at Ethereum shows us something a bit more interesting in that we've actually got a similar pattern. Again, we're showing higher lows coming in, which is obviously very positive because it means that each time it drops down, people are prepared to pay a little more for it each time. And there's been a lot of like fear and stuff in the market. And whilst there is a ton of fear and lots of stuff going on right now, and today you could probably say, and not only that, like today if you've been in Luna and other things, then you're probably just angry, depressed, etc. Right now I want you to look at this Wall Street cheat sheet, which I've been referring to quite a lot on this channel, and it's because it makes so much sense. And you will start to realize this once you go back into crazy bull cycles again and you get people in euphoria phases. Anytime that I tell people they're going to go down, just people calling me stupid, saying that they're going to be rich, etc. And then we have these kind of blow off tops. And you know, it follows a pretty obvious pattern, guys. Right now, I'd say right now that crypto is probably in the kind of anger, depression area. And that would probably mean, I'd say that in the market right now I could be wrong, but I would say that we're kind of looking down towards this area of the market just before kind of like depression mode sets in. People are angry, people are annoyed. We've sort of seen a lot of bad stuff going on in crypto, but right now it's starting to look like we could be seeing a turnaround. And I'm not saying it's going to happen today. I'm not going to say that it's going to come up directly from where it is now. It could drop another few $1,000 in Bitcoin, which obviously means the rest of the crypto market will suffer 10-20% drops, but those drops will be very fast. They'll be bought up quickly. And then when we get into these kind of disbelief into the hope phase, that's when you suddenly see Bitcoin price go from $30,000 to $40,000 in like a day, and then you'll be like, oh, I wish I bought at 30,000. So if you've been talking about, I'm waiting for the dip, I want to buy at a lower price when it reaches there, probably the time to do it is probably now, because right now I'm thinking it's pretty low in general. If it goes even lower, then I can buy more and accumulate at lower levels. I'm thinking right now pretty positively about crypto, because can it get much worse than this? Well, obviously it can, but I don't think that it's going to get a huge amount worse than where it is right now, because I think the sentiment in the market is super negative, super fearful, and we can see exactly why. Because this US dollar, which Bitcoin against the US dollar, Ethereum against the US dollar, has been soaring up. So if one of these things in this pair is high, the other one theoretically must be low. And if that other one has now reached euphoria phase, like if you were in the DXY and the DXY was a crypto and you were up like it is, and I've just showed you that chart, and you were up at this phase, you'd be telling everyone you're going to be rich. And right now, I think this is what's going to happen to the dollar. I think it's going to do this, and then that's what's going to happen to crypto. Crypto is in the other part of the cycle because they go in opposite directions. When one goes up, the other has to go down. Simple, guys. Pretty much straightforward about what's happening right now. Obviously, we've been waiting for a bounce before this. We never really expected the dollar to push quite so aggressively towards the upside because of the crazy inflation and stuff. Although the inflation is crazy and it is a real thing, there's a load of other fiat currencies in the world that are really struggling, and probably struggling more than the US dollar, and are doing inflation more than the US dollar. So that's why the US dollar has been doing well and is putting a lot of fear into the market. Therefore, let's see what's going on with the dollar. If it bottoms out and takes a drop, we could see very sharp spikes coming into crypto in the next few days. Now, as I mentioned, guys, not financial advice. Always go away and do your own research. And if you want to make the most of the bull run coming up, guys, that I do believe is coming up, and you know, I'm going to get down below saying that I've been saying this for a few days and whatever. Fine, you know, this is just what I'm looking at right now. I'm just sharing it with you guys. Do what you will with the information. Head over to PrimeXBT. Go down below. There's a link for PrimeXBT. You can get up to $7,000 in bonuses. So you can basically teach yourself to trade for effectively free with no risk. And if you are not interested in necessarily trading yourself, this is something really cool, because when the crypto markets boom, the people who are going to make the most money out of it are people who are leverage trading. And what's really cool about this platform is you don't have to trade yourself. Something I really like is the copy trading function. Having spent years teaching myself to trade, I know it's not particularly easy to get involved in. Having taught myself to trade for a number of years, I know it's not particularly easy to get involved in, but you can come across here and you can go on copy trading. And with copy trading, it allows you to select one of the traders, and you can follow those traders by connecting your account to them. They're gonna, when they take a trade, your account takes a trade, and you benefit or you lose depending on how their trades go. But you can look at their profits. Total profit $3,100 in 107 days. You can see 5,700% in 121 days. With followers equity, $94,000. There's loads of others you can go through and choose. You could spread them out across different people. But when crypto's booming, it's quite easy to make money from trading. PrimeXBT is going to make it even easier because you can follow someone else. So make sure you click on that link down below. Sign up today, $7,000 bonus. Back to crypto. Ethereum right now actually having a push towards the upside. If Ethereum breaks $2,450, I'm pretty confident Ethereum is going to push back towards the upside, and Bitcoin's looking promising as well because the DXY is looking ominous. That's my 2 cents for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like button. Thank you, helps me out more than you know. If you're new to the channel and you want to know more about cryptos, different altcoins, etc., that I think are going to really do well in this looming bull cycle, then make sure you subscribe, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye bye.